Part 1. There is a truth you were never meant to hear. A truth older than kingdoms, quieter than knives, and far more dangerous than any law written on paper. The world does not reward honesty. It rewards strategy. You know this already. You felt it every time your sincerity was turned into leverage. Every time your patience became someone else's opportunity. Every time your goodness became the leash they wrapped around your throat. They didn't fail you. They shaped you. And they shaped you into something predictable. Silence enters here, like a shadow slipping across a dim corridor. It watches you. It measures you. Because silence is the first thing the powerful learn to weaponize. From the moment you were born, they trained you to kneel under invisible rules. Be nice. Be humble. Be patient. Be loyal. Be truthful. Be happy. They call it morality. But morality, in the wrong hands, becomes obedience. And obedience, in every era, has always been the currency of control. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. He wrote this not as cynicism, but as warning. Warning for men like you, who confuse purity with power, transparency with trust, sincerity with strength. Look at your life. Whenever you told the truth too early, it was stolen. Whenever you revealed your intentions too clearly, they were used against you. Whenever you trusted loyalty blindly, you became a hostage to it. You weren't naive, you were conditioned. The system does not fear cruelty. It fears independence. And nothing is more dangerous than a man who stops meeting the rules that were built to tame him. But here is the forbidden truth. You were never meant to follow their rules. You were meant to understand them, then outgrow them. That is where power begins. You were told always tell the truth. But truth in the wrong room becomes ammunition. Truth in the wrong hands becomes chains. Truth spoken at the wrong time becomes a wound you inflict on yourself. Honesty without strategy is not virtue. It is self-destruction dressed as righteousness. Watch how society manipulates perception. They glorify transparency not because it's noble, but because predictable men are easy to manage. A man who reveals everything cannot surprise you. A man who cannot surprise you cannot disrupt you. And a man who cannot disrupt you can never dethrone you. But here is the paradox. The more you hide, the more they fear what you might be. Mystery is gravity. It bends the room without making a sound. Modern life is built on appearances. Your coworkers don't want your truth, they want your patterns so they can outmaneuver you. Your rivals don't fear your power, they fear what they cannot read. Your enemies don't study your strengths, they study your confessions. Information is currency. Every sentence you speak is a transaction. And most men go bankrupt trying to look virtuous. This is the first fracture in society's illusion. Honesty is not good. Honesty is not bad. Honesty is timing. And the moment you learn to control timing, everything changes. But the deeper truth lies elsewhere. You were taught to fit in, to blend, to dissolve. They told you conformity was safety. But what is safety except another word for invisibility? A man who blends into the crowd becomes furniture inside his own life. Useful, replaceable, forgettable. Be normal, they told you. Translation: be harmless. Because a man who thinks for himself becomes unpredictable. And unpredictability disrupts the hierarchy. Society does not fear rebels. It fears originals. Rebels break rules. Originals break patterns. And patterns are the skeleton of power. Look around. People don't think. They imitate. They don't choose beliefs. They inherit them. They don't build their identity. They download it from the culture that profits from their obedience. And when they see you, someone who refuses to mirror them, their first instinct is not admiration. It is attack. Because your existence exposes their conformity. But here is the darker truth. They attack you because they envy you. They insult you because they fear you. They mock you because they cannot become you. The outsider is always hated first, feared next, then followed. This is the natural order of power. To fit in is to disappear into someone else's architecture. To stand out is to force the world to adjust its architecture around you. And the moment you taste that, you never go back. This brings us to the third rule they fed you: humility. They preach humility not to elevate your soul, but to soften your edge. A humble man is easy to manage. A humble man apologizes for being exceptional. A humble man lowers his voice so others don't feel small. But here is the untold truth. Humility is camouflage, not identity. The lion that pretends to be a sheep does not become weaker. He becomes invisible until he decides visibility is lethal. Machiavelli warned rulers to appear merciful, faithful, humane, religious. Appear, not become. The powerful never brag. Not because they are humble, but because power expressed carelessly becomes an invitation for predators. Humility, when strategic, is armor. Humility, when internalized, is burial. And this, quietly, is where most men die long before their bodies do. They shrink so others feel comfortable. They soften so others feel secure. They dim so others don't feel threatened. But a man who dims himself eventually forgets how to burn. You must never forget this. Arrogance is noise. Awareness is silence. And silence is where your power sharpens. The next part of the monologue descends deeper: niceness, patience, loyalty, happiness. Every rule that enslaves men without them ever realizing it. Part 2. You've been told your entire life to be nice. To soften your voice. To swallow your anger. To bend your boundaries. But niceness, as society teaches it, is nothing more than emotional obedience. The man who is afraid of being disliked becomes a puppet. You know this. You've lived it. You've seen how people treat the endlessly kind, with convenience, not respect. And the moment they sense your desire to keep the peace, they weaponize it. Machiavelli understood this when he warned that a ruler must learn how not to be good, and use goodness only when it serves his purpose. A good man is admired. A strong man is obeyed. And admiration is a luxury in a world built on competition. Obedience is the currency. Niceness is an emotion. Respect is a perception. And perception, in the architecture of power, is everything. Watch how the world behaves. They praise kindness publicly, yet privately follow those who are unafraid to be firm. They gossip about the ruthless, yet defer to them. They criticize the assertive, yet they yield when the assertive speak. Because humans don't obey softness. They obey gravity. And gravity is the quiet certainty of a man who is willing to say no. Imagine two men. One avoids conflict and tries to please everyone. He dissolves into the expectations around him. The other is calm but firm. He chooses when to be warm and when to be cold. He rewards loyalty but never tolerates disrespect. Only one of them becomes necessary. And it is never the one who is nice. But here is the paradox. The world praises niceness because niceness keeps you harmless. Harmless men never take power. Harmless men never break cycles. Harmless men never become the version of themselves they dream about at night. And they die with their potential untouched. Which brings us to another lie you were fed: patience. They told you to wait. To trust the timing. To be grateful for crumbs. To believe good things come to those who wait. But look at the ones who taught you that lesson. Were they waiting? Or were they already sitting in the very place you were told to be patient for? Patience, when taught by the powerful, is sedation. A way to keep lions still. A way to make ambition look like arrogance. A way to make obedience look like virtue. Machiavelli wrote that fortune favors the bold. Not the hesitant. Not the patient. Not the men who wait for permission from a world built to ignore them. Patience becomes poison the moment it becomes passive. Because while you wait, someone else is moving. While you dream, someone else is building. While you plan, someone else is executing. And when you finally knock on opportunity's door, you realize someone already changed the lock. This brings us to the most seductive trap of all: loyalty. Loyalty is sold to you as virtue. But in practice, loyalty is leverage. The world praises loyalty because loyalty keeps systems stable, even when those systems devour you slowly. Blind loyalty is not goodness. It is self-abandonment wearing the mask of honor. Think about who demands loyalty from you. It's always those who benefit from your silence. Those who fear your independence. Those who crumble the moment you stop kneeling. Machiavelli warned princes never to depend on loyalty, for loyalty lasts only until it conflicts with personal gain. This wasn't cynicism. It was mathematics. It was the pattern of human nature carved into history. Loyalty is not moral. It is transactional. Healthy when balanced, toxic when exploited, mutual when chosen, slavery when demanded. You owe loyalty only to what protects your purpose. Not your comfort. Not their expectations. Not a system that punishes your ambition while rewarding your obedience. Leaving what no longer honors you is not betrayal. It is self-preservation. It is clarity. It is the moment a domesticated wolf remembers he has teeth. And yet, even this is not the final illusion. The deadliest rule society taught you is the sweetest one. Chase happiness. They disguised it as wisdom. They glorified it as enlightenment. But happiness, as the world defines it, is the perfect prison. Because happy men don't rebel. Happy men don't question. Happy men don't seek power. They consume. They obey. They smile. And they stay silent. Comfort is the cage. Happiness is the bait. But here is the truth Machiavelli would whisper in the dark, when only those prepared for power could hear. Greatness has very little to do with happiness. Greatness lives in clarity, discipline, and tension. A man who avoids struggle for the sake of happiness is already dying quietly. Fulfillment is not pleasure. It is purpose. It is mastery. It is the cold, unwavering decision to grow even when growth feels like ruin. Pain is the currency evolution uses to purchase your next version. And a man who runs from discomfort becomes a ghost wandering inside his own life. You were not built for permanent joy. You were built for meaning. And meaning is forged in resistance. Purpose over pleasure. Clarity over comfort. Power over happiness. Because when you stop needing to be happy, nothing can be used to manipulate you again. You are no longer sedated. You are no longer obedient. You are no longer predictable. And the world fears men it cannot predict. Part 3. Night returns now, not as a setting but as a mirror. In the dark, power reveals its true shape. Not loud. Not bright. Not decorated with applause. Power is the quiet architecture of perception. Once you understand this, every rule society taught you begins to collapse under its own weight. Honesty becomes a blade, not a virtue. Conformity becomes a cage, not a community. Humility becomes a mask, not a soul. Niceness becomes a leash, not morality. Patience becomes sedation, not wisdom. Loyalty becomes a contract, not a destiny. Happiness becomes bait, not freedom. And suddenly, you see it. You see how every rule they fed you was designed to keep you predictable. Predictable men are easy to manage. Predictable men are easy to replace. Predictable men never rise beyond the ceiling others built for them. But here is the pivot, the shift that only a handful ever reach. Power is not action. Power is perception. It is the ability to shape how others interpret your silence, your presence, your distance. It is the ability to move without being seen, to strike without warning, to influence without speaking. Strength is not loud. Strength is invisibility. The more they see, the more they can control. The less they understand, the more they fear. A sovereign man is not the one who shouts for recognition. A sovereign man is the one whose absence is felt more deeply than another man's presence. He does not chase validation. He does not beg for understanding. He does not cling to rules that were written by those who fear men like him. He chooses his truths. He shapes his image. He guards his intentions. He moves through the world like a shadow with direction. This is what Machiavelli meant when he wrote that men judge by appearances, not facts. He didn't say this to encourage deception. He said it because perception is the battlefield, and only fools walk into war without armor. The moment you understand this, everything changes. You stop trying to be understood. You start becoming unreadable. You stop explaining your motives. You start letting silence speak for you. You stop trying to be loved. You start becoming necessary. The world cannot manipulate a man it cannot measure. This is where sovereignty begins. Not in rebellion. Not in aggression. But in the stillness of a mind that refuses to be ruled by illusion. A man who becomes sovereign no longer reacts to the world. He shapes it. With his presence. With his choices. With the quiet gravity of a direction only he understands. He does not seek to dominate others. He seeks to dominate himself. Because the man who governs his own impulses becomes untouchable. The man who no longer fears discomfort becomes unstoppable. The man who no longer worships happiness becomes free. Freedom is not a feeling. Freedom is a position. Freedom is a vantage point the ordinary will never reach because they spend their lives avoiding the climb. Look at the path behind you. You've seen through the illusions. You've dismantled the rules. You've uncovered the mechanics of control woven through every moral, every expectation, every tradition. You've stepped into the role of observer instead of participant. Now the world appears different. Quieter. Sharper. More fragile than you were led to believe. The final truth is this. If this unsettles you, it means the illusion still had hooks in your mind. If it awakens you, it means the hooks have snapped. But if it empowers you, then you were never meant to follow the rules. You were meant to rewrite them. And now you face a choice. One that every powerful man faces when the curtain finally drops. You can go back to the softness of the crowd. You can return to the warmth of conformity. You can sink into the comfort of happiness. You can kneel before the rules that once caged you. Or you can step forward into the cold. Into the shadows. Into the sovereignty that welcomes only those who are unafraid of being misunderstood. The world does not reward those who wait. It rewards those who move while others hesitate. It rewards those who guard their truth like a weapon. It rewards those who wear humility like armor, not chains. It rewards those who walk alone until others must follow. If this monologue rattled something inside you, good. It means the old version of you is cracking. Cracks become openings. Openings become doors. And power belongs to the man who walks through the door while everyone else is still staring at it. If this unsettles you, you were never prepared for power. If this sharpens you, you were always meant to carry it. This is the final truth. Not everyone is built to rise. But those who understand what you understand now, no longer ask for permission. They decide when their turn begins.